everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you in the studios. Having a lot of fun. Trying to stay warm. Hope you guys are staying warm too. It's a cold one. Winter is officially here. It's a time of the year, but the real estate market is really hot. A lot of things moving, and we got a great show for you today. Hope everybody's doing well. Back in the swing, kids back in the school. Everything's moving. Ball games, a lot going on this weekend. But I really appreciate you guys staying in with Real Estate with Ryan. It means a lot. Got some congrats, got some new listings, and got some news for you. So it's going to be a really good show. We got mortgage rates demand is nearly up 10% year over year, and the interest rates even tick up a little bit. Doesn't slow applications. So we'll talk about that. The 30-year mortgage went from 6.76 30-year to a 6.81 for loans with 20% down payments. Applications to refinance homes jumped up 19% from the previous week, 30% higher than the same week a year ago. Neat. Applications for mortgages for a purchase rose 6% for the week, but we're still 16% lower than the same week ago. Okay. Same year ago. So those are headlines. Rates are lower. Rates are actually under 6.5, range, average, each area, each state controls their own different rates. That's why we always encourage you that if you're, thinking about getting a mortgage, you kind of shop around, shop your rates. Different lenders have different programs, so a lot of opportunities. But average across the board, we're seeing the rates lower. What does that mean for you, the consumer? Buyer, seller, is now the time? Well, I said, hey, with so much going on, we had the Iowa caucuses going on, and the debates are hot and heavy, and politics is leaning that way. Let's talk about 2024. How does the presidential election affect the real estate market, and how does that affect you if you're thinking about buying or selling this year? Should we wait? Hey, Ryan, I know the interest rates are kind of ticking down a little bit. When should I wait? When should I kind of start looking? And we'll talk about all that and so much more Real Estate with Ryan. But before we get going, I've got some new congrats. So like I say, super busy. Congrats on pending 10431 Harrison Springs Road under contract. Super congrats to him. Great client of ours. 1609 Tipton Station Road is officially past inspection, and we're going to the closing, helping them go find something. Super excited about that. 621 Briarwood Road, Dandridge, under contract. Now it's sold. Get the sold sign on it. Congrats. 5180 State Highway 30 in Decatur. Sold. Congrats. And we got some new listings, some great listings. We've been super busy here. We got 2721 Duane Drive in Sevierville. So property was a second home for them. Beautiful custom built, great floor plan, intricate trim work and details all throughout it. You're going to definitely want to see that. It's listed right about $1.3 million. We got 278 Wiggins Road. Beautiful property out in Tellico. Make sure you check that property out. Over an acre, private, all one level, 2-car garage. You want to check that property out. Another property in Sevierville we just listed, 1112 West Madison Drive. Investors, you want to make sure you check this property out. It's in great condition. May need a little TLC, priced way, competitively for the market in Sevierville. And on 2 acres. 2 acres and short-term rentals are allowed, so make sure you check out Madison Drive, And then 2110 Newbert Road in Knoxville. Great little one-level home with a 2-car garage, nice space there. Make sure you check that out. That's $219. It's not going to be around long, so make sure you check that out. And that's going on the market in days, okay? 103 Brookview Drive. Make sure you check that property out. 201 Wolfenberger Road. And then coming soon, 1833 Edwards Lane in Sevierville. So we got a lot of activity. What is going on in the marketplace? Well, I know we're cold. Other than we're cold, Ryan, the real estate market is picking up. And the real estate market, as we have hit from January 1, we hit the grounds running. And buyers and sellers alike, we say this is going to be a really, really great year compared to 2023. So we wanted to talk about this show. And, you see enough politics and you see what's going on. And we know that they're just going to change is probably going to happen. Or we may have it may not change presidents. We'll have to see where that goes. But we know that it's an election year, and every 4 years we run into that. So we'll see what actually happens and how does that affect the real estate market. And is now the first quarter a good time to start looking or thinking about selling? Or should we wait spring and summer? We'll cover that and so much more. Let's talk about, we talked about applications to have for a refinance, which is nice to see, has jumped up 19%. And then we talked about that the 30-year fixed rate was 39% basis points higher than it was a year ago, but 26 basis points lower than 4 weeks ago. So we're going in the right directions. Feds have already signaled that they're not going to keep raising rates, at least at the moment. And there's several 5 or 6 rate cuts that are expected through 2024. While there ain't a lot of borrowers that can benefit from a refinance, even the rates now, some people are opting to get cash out and things like that. Applications for mortgage purchases rose 6% for the week, but still lower than 16% prior. We mentioned that a few minutes before. But a lot of real estate agents across the country are starting to see a new surge from demand from buyers who were sidelined by the higher rates environment. The mortgage rates increasing slightly doesn't really make a big difference. They're going to go up, they're going to go down if you watch them, but they're in the 6% range. I met with so many people at the beginning part of this year in my same conversation that I'll give to you on the radio. Guys, in this year, we got to know that 2023 was, real estate goes in cycles. A lot of determining factors are going to affect the market, whether you're selling or buying. If we're selling, we want to sell when it's the highest peak, right? When we want to buy, we want to get the best deal. The challenge on that is, a lot of people say, was it a buyer's market, Ryan, or is it a seller's market? And a lot of agents across the country, including myself, say, well, it was really hard to determine whether it's a buyer's or seller's. It was really neither, right? The cost to afford, a $400,000 home, you almost had to make $100,000 to qualify on some of the rates that were going forward if you're not putting a large down payment down. And then selling, what's the catch-22 there that we all ran into, right? That catch-22 is, well, I've got a 3% interest rate. It's a really great mortgage, but everything out there is super ultra expensive. And then I'm not finding what I want, so I'm just going to stay. But the normal cycle of real estate is there's a lot of people that are selling, a lot of combination of reasons that are on the marketplace, job transfers, death, different things like that, have to get rid of the stairs, downsizing, relocating, kids going off to college, close to the grandbabies. Oh, got to do that. Doesn't matter what the interest rates are, Ryan. My babies, I'm gone. And so there's the ebb and flow of the marketplace. And so we're looking at that and go, okay, what does this mean with the rates and where does it see moving forward in the Knoxville housing market? And what I'm telling everybody now is don't wait for the normal cycle because we're not in a normal market. We're not in a normal anything, right? It's not nothing normal. Everything that we see is not going on normal. But what we do know is when the interest rates are more competitive, and what we've seen between 5.5 to probably 6.5, the market's going to flow pretty well. So if you're thinking about putting your home on the market, make sure that you don't delay that and then say, hey, this is the normal spring and summer, and we push that off to spring and, maybe spring and summer. I urge people to kind of get the ball going now. And there's benefits of getting the home on the market in the winter. And obviously, it's prettier. We just took a property out there and did a little marketing photos with our great client. And, it's cold, it's dreary, it's ice. It doesn't show the best. And I know you great sellers out there, you guys listening, you want the flowers to look perfect. You want your yard. You guys take immense pride and put a lot of work into that home. And so it always shows the best. But we got to understand that the market is about buyers and sellers, and it's about supply and demand. And obviously, right, when people are looking, the market is changing. We don't want to miss the market. Real estate's big on timing. You guys know that. If you buy at the right time, hopefully you get a good deal. Sell at the wrong time, there may be some pain involved with that. So keep that in mind when you're looking and going forward. But if you're having that conversation, I would encourage you to call us out, have that conversation maybe a little bit earlier than spring. We're always here for you. Didn't cost anything to pick up that phone. Give us a shout. What we could do is come out, talk to you, tell you exactly in your market what we're seeing active, what we're seeing pending, what we expect to be, and what can we do with a real number that you can utilize to make decisions moving forward in 2024. So these are all things that I would encourage you to do. It's an easy number. You call us at the office at 693-SOLD. Or if you have time, go to their website, and you can go to our website at ryancoleman.org. So on our website, it has all those great new listings. And I would encourage you as you go to 2024, I've got a free gift for you. It's our seller guide. So if you're thinking about selling in 2024, download that free of charge. You go to our website. It's going to give you some helpful tips as we move forward coming into this great spring season. So we're coming on a break here in just a couple of seconds. Make sure you stay with us with more with Real Estate with Ryan. We're talking more about presidential elections.
There's no place like home, and this basketball house is special. The great games, players, championships, it's a true home court advantage.
I'm Ryan Coleman. Both basketball and real estate take great drive and determination. Whether you're in the market to buy or sell a home,
let Hometown Realty give you the home court advantage.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no-obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. Well, back at it, Real Estate with Ryan. Second half coming into it. Breaks always going quicker than I expected. So got so much to talk about. It's first of the year, guys. Enjoy being with you. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're coming in from the break and you didn't catch the first part of the show, we're talking about real estate. Of course, that's what we're talking about. But we're talking about 2024 presidential election. How does that affect the real estate market? And how does that affect you here in East Tennessee? If you're thinking about buying or selling, should I buy? Should I sell? Should I hold? Should we wait till next year? I don't know. That's a personal decision. But what I'm going to tell you here is that we're seeing the interest rates lower affect the marketplace. So if you had that property that didn't sell for whatever reason last year, or you were thinking about putting your home on the market, now we're in the 6.5 range to 5.5 range. I think there's going to be a lot more opportunity. Buyers, we've got opportunity to negotiate. Maybe actually I had a great couple that I showed a condo the other day, and it was kind of refreshing to them. We actually showed the condo. We actually got to come back and talk to the lender and talk to their family before they make a decision. So you'll have that opportunity now. As things pick up, the market turns on a dime. So what you see here today may be pending tomorrow. So, what I would encourage you, if you're thinking about buying, first step, number one, talk to your lender. The interest rates that will qualify what you're able to afford, what's important for you, have a strong housing budget, and then stay within your budget. Obviously, it's easy to go out of budget, but stick to your budget in 2024. And that way you're in a range, and then you know exactly what you're looking for and what you can afford, what you can't. Before we do too far into the show, let's talk about our 60-second vol update. It's been a minute, but it's new year, 2024. All right, drum roll, please. 60-second vol update. Here we go. It's short. It's quick. Poor thing. I say poor thing. What a game. If y'all watched the game the other day against Mississippi State, oh, my goodness. The Vols were at it, scrapping. It was close the whole game. They tied it up. Hard loss for number 5, Vols against Mississippi State, but they're going to bounce back against Florida on Tuesday at home. Let's go root those Vols on against those Gators. Big home game coming up on Tuesday. The women playing on the 21st versus Vanderbilt. So big opportunity there to go check out the Vols in the arena. As you know, Hometown Realty, proud sponsor of the Vols. Go Big Orange. All right, so we got that covered. So much going on. So excited. What a great game to watch the other day. I mean, the men were playing. It was a hard-fought game. When SEC play gets going, we've got great competition. And, we're not going to win everyone, but the teams, both men and women, are hitting all cylinders into SEC play. So super excited. Had a chance to kind of go to the Lady Vol game just a little bit. And against Kentucky, that big win that we pulled off. And my daughter actually was out there as the ball girl. So that was super cool. And my daughter really enjoyed that. Proud parents out there, and really great experience. So if you guys haven't done that, or do that. There's a way to sign up and do that. And it was a pretty fun experience. So that is what I've got on the Vol update. Let's get back into it. So does a presidential election carry any weight, Ryan? What's going to go on? I told you in this year, nobody knows. But a lot of clients that we're talking to, a lot of opportunities. I said, look, nobody knows what's going to happen this year. But we know research says that as we get closer to the election, more likely it affects the housing, regardless of who the candidates are. You know, in general, the presidential elections, there's uncertainty in the housing market, and it alters attitudes among shoppers, sellers, investors, thus sways home values and volumes. Why does a presidential election affect the market more than any other election? Simply, people fear change. They get nervous, and they don't make rational decisions. They make emotional decisions. Wouldn't that true? Even buying a home, if it's your residence, and that an emotional decision? Now, investment, that's not emotional. If the numbers work, great. We're making a deal, Ryan. Numbers don't work, I'm out. Not doing the deal. It's kind of bottom line, right? But it's an emotional decision to purchase a home. On a large scale, through that behavior trends to mature with the progression of the election year. And it intensifies as the second half of the year goes on. How predictable is an outcome on a presidential election? When the incumbent arises as a likely winner? Not sure if that's going to be on the case this year, but you never know. You never know. Are we going to have change? What are you guys thinking? I won't go into politics. What are you thinking? Are we going to have more of the incumbent be in this year, or are we going to have a new president? I won't even comment. We'll see where we go with that. In a recent study in the last 13 presidential elections, there's a stretch back to the 1980s that a housing consulting firm, found out that home sales have a record drop in a median sale activity 15% from October to November when the nation chooses its president. That's probably interesting. And then the odd years, it's 8% difference. We had an appraiser that talked about sales in the Manhattan, New York area, that between 2008 and 19, co-op sales began to dip in July, and that almost a 13% weaker September. So that's one of the things that we look into the presidential election as we move forward here in East Tennessee, and I'll tell a lot of sellers and buyers where we're at. This is probably like none other. I mean, we've got a market that we have record inflation, interest rates on the rise. It's probably the rapid growth as far as interest rate that the Fed has been since, I think, where we're at July of 22, where they just started aggressively. And of course, when you have that kind of growth, nervous in the market, consumers are not, we're nervous. We're not going to spend, we're going to retract, especially a large purchase item. So if you're in the market of selling, those are important things that you understand to get with your great agent or get with us, right, to help you make those decisions, to know where the marketplace is. The number one thing you can do in a market that is not normal, right? And I know we have a lot of clients that have done this a time or two. I've been there, done that. I don't think you've ever seen anything like what we're going through, nor have we. But if you get a great agent in the marketplace and you get an expert that can help you walk you through, number one, the biggest thing I see is the emotion in real estate. And I think that's what we were talking about the articles, is there's a lot of emotion going on during a presidential election. And there's this side, that side, and then there's all over the place. And then there's independents. But ultimately, the housing market is good for everybody. And, affordability is what we need. Everything's expensive. So moving forward, I think you have to understand we're in different times. So when you're pricing your home, make sure you understand that you're pricing your home in different times and price it for today's market, not for 2 years ago. The second thing I think about when you're selling real estate or purchasing, you really have to make a decision. What's important to you guys? Are you buying for what reason? Why? What's your why? That sounds a little wild. What's your why? But there has to be a why, right? Why in the world would we, start looking at homes, putting the home on the market, all the work to the property? There has to be that motivation behind that. Make sure your motivation's there. Try to take the emotion out of it. Look at it logically. Make sure your agent's working with you on real numbers, real time. And when you have a market that's changing rapidly, understand that we could be as quick as we can change to go a little bit down. There can be a rapid increase in sales and numbers and market. That's why your agent's your best advantage in the marketplace, because they know the market the best. And then understand that homes are sitting in the market just a tad bit longer, and that buyers with the news media, they're going to come in. They're going to try to negotiate. Nothing has changed. Buyers are going to always try to negotiate. The great thing about real estate, I was telling my young daughter, she was in the office and she was going to sell her Nana a house. Bless her. She's going to sell her a house. And she says, well, Nana, how much are you willing to pay? And that's really what it is, right? A home is worth what a buyer and a seller are willing to pay. So don't let this election or anything else go on get you distracted. Don't let emotion make a big decision. Make the best move for your family. Get with a great agent that's going to help you and walk you and guide you through the process. And know that this year may be different. And maybe it's not ideally to sell in November, December, as it would be prior. Maybe you want to start looking at putting your home on the market earlier because better opportunities, better interest rates. We have more people looking. I hope you've enjoyed this show. We always enjoy spending great time with you guys. If you need us for anything, we're on the web at ryancoleman.org. Make sure you check us out on all our social media channels. Check us out on 92.3 FM and then 98.7 at 1 o'clock. And, of course, you can check us out almost everywhere on social media. If you need us, it's the best number in real estate. It's 693-SOLD. Again, that's 693-SOLD. Hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Look forward to seeing you next week with Real Estate with Ryan. You guys take care.